Hey, it's me, MLB. This is chapter 28 of Touch. This one's titled Kabidon. Phone, where's my phone? You thought frantically, then remembered. Kitchen. You peeked out of your room into the darkened hallway, then raced for the kitchen with bag over one shoulder. You spotted the charger and phone plugged into the wall, then grabbed it and yanked it from the socket. Then you stopped. No, I should probably leave it here because they'll be able to track me with it, you thought, placing the phone back on the bench before spinning around. As you started towards the door, you saw, to your horror, Hawks' shadowy figure in the kitchen doorway. The street lamp outside was shining through a crack in the blinds, just enough to illuminate his golden eyes. You shouldn't have come back in, he said lowly, his piercing stare freezing you in place as he crossed his arms across his chest. You started to tremble. Are you gonna hand me in? You asked him in a quivering voice. That's what I've been told to do, he replied, holding his ground and blocking your path to freedom. In a last-ditch, desperate attempt, you lunged back towards the kitchen knife drawer and pulled out the first knife that you came across, holding it out in front of you, with the tip pointing towards Hawks. Don't stop me or I'll stab you, you stuttered, your teeth chattering with fear-fueled adrenaline. Hawks smirked. Oh, really? He asked coyly, as he took a step towards you, uncrossing his arms and pushing them into his pockets. Don't come any closer, you begged, trying to sound threatening but failing. Or what? Hawks asked with soft sarcasm. Oh, that's right. You'll stab me, yeah? He walked slowly right up to you, stopping when the tip of the knife touched his sternum. But back away, you stammered. Or? He asked as he pushed slightly into the knife. No, please, you whimpered. Please don't do that, you wailed softly with horror as you pulled the knife back slightly so that he wouldn't hurt himself. He stepped closer and you took a step back, withdrawing the knife even more. This kept going until you were backed back right against the kitchen bench and had the handle of the knife up against your chest with the tip still pushing slightly into Hawks's chest. Hawks, please, you begged, your bottom lip quivering as his face lowered to your level and he took his hands from his pockets, placing an arm either side of you, his hands resting on the bench behind you. His unwavering gaze left you speechless as you both stood there in the darkened kitchen, staring into each other's eyes. In the distance, you could hear a siren, then the sound of screeching tyres coming into your street. They're coming, Hawk said lowly, with a seductive smirk pulling at his lips, his words slicing through you and chilling you to the core. Hawks, I haven't done anything wrong, you cried. Honest, I don't know what they've told you, but I've never done anything bad with my quirk. Hawks didn't move. He just stared you down while you cried softly, your bottom lip quivering while you held the knife to his chest. The sound of cars pulling up outside your house caused you to let out a whimper of fear, and your attention on Hawks wavered for a split second as you heard the agents running up to your front door. The winged hero saw his chance and reached up quickly and grabbed the knife from your hand, tossing it onto the floor before grabbing your wrist and spinning you around, twisting your arm up behind you, but not enough to hurt you. You were about to let out a scream when he clamped a hand over your mouth, pulling your head back against his shoulder. Don't resist, he breathed into your ear as his lips ghosted across the outer rim of your ear, his hot breath rushing across your neck and collarbone. You whimpered into his hand, tears now flowing freely from your eyes. This was it. You'd been caught. Who knows where you'd end up now? There was a sharp knock on the door, and Hawks pulled his head back from yours to look up in the direction of the front door. Yeah, coming, he called to them. You started crying harder, and he bent his head back down next to yours again. Stop, or they'll hear you, he said sharply in a hushed tone. You desperately tried to stifle your sobbing. Hang on, is he on my side? You thought. Take this, Hawks said lowly, and he removed his hand from your mouth, placing a large feather into your hand that he still had twisted up behind your back. You grabbed onto it. Hold on to it and don't let go, he said as he let you go. It'll take you to safety. And with that, you were pulled out of the kitchen, down the hall, out the back door, airlifted up over the back fence, and then down the footpath before being placed down on the other side and whisked away. Hawks walked casually to the door and opened it. Hey, honey, you're home late, he said dryly as he leaned up against the doorframe, eyeing the few agents who were on the front doorstep. Move, Hawks, the leader agent growled. No point coming in, fellas, she's not here. I've been keeping an eye on the place. Just did a check through all the rooms, Hawks said in a bored tone. Better luck next time, yeah? The agent at the head of the group scowled heavily at Hawks. Hey, well, if you want to waste time looking in here, then be my guest, Hawks said with a grand, sweeping gesture as he stepped aside after seeing the agent's scowl. But you're going to have to explain that on your timesheet, he added with a smirk as he stepped out the front door and past the agents. I'll be going now, he said in a bored tone as he spread his wings, flicked the agents a salute, and shot up into the sky and away at lightning speed. Hawks's feather had you running at top speed, pulling you along all the back roads, with your bag slung over one shoulder. Slow down, Feather, slow down, you screeched internally. All you could hear was your feet pounding the pavement as you ran. Then suddenly you were grabbed around the waist and airlifted. It happened so quickly you didn't even have a chance to scream. Your head whipped around and you saw Hawks had grabbed you and lifted you up. I don't get this guy at all. I thought he was going to hand me in, you thought. You didn't talk, neither did he, as he shot across the city sky. As he slowed and approached the ground, you saw that he had landed in front of some apartments. Well, this is my nest, he said in a chipper voice as he put you down. Get it? He added with a smirk. A joke? After threatening to hand me in, he's all of a sudden back to being chilled, you thought. Come on, chicken, he said with a smile as he unlocked the gate and led you inside. You followed meekly, keeping your head down as he traipsed behind him up the stairs to his apartment. It's not a penthouse, but it's comfortable, he commented as he opened the door and flicked the lights on. You stepped in past him and stood in the small hallway, still trying to figure out what just happened. You can have the guest room, Hawks said happily as he stepped up beside you. Unless you want to bunk with me, he added lowly as he turned and cabidoned you gently up against the wall. Ooh, and there ends chapter 28. Stay tuned for chapter 29.